Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. So check it out, today I picked up the new King of Tokyo Duel. In case you weren't aware, this is a series of games. First it started with King of Tokyo, and then we got kind of a few expansions like King of Tokyo Power Up expansion, and then they had like King of Tokyo Dark, and then they had King of New York, which was like a kind of a sequel to the King of Tokyo, a little bit more mechanics going on. And then they brought out King of Monster Island, which was a cooperative version. And then finally they brought out a King of Tokyo Duel. So this is specifically for 2 players, plus and then 20 minutes per play. So this was designed by Richard Garfield, who designed the original King of Tokyo and King of New York and King of Monster Island. I think he designed all of those. And it was really cool to see a 2-player version. I always love dual versions of games. If you've seen like 7 Wonders Duel, that's a really good version of the original 7 Wonders. And then you have like Splendor Duel, it's an incredible version of the original Splendor, and in my opinion, the superior version. There have been a lot of great duel games throughout the last like 5-10 years. They've really picked up steam with some of these newer ones. Splendor, I think, was a huge thing. Like 7 Wonders Duel was probably the big turning point. It really put these kind of duel games on the map, it feels like. And there have been so many since then. But yeah, this one is pretty fun, I think. So the idea is that you are attempting to become the King of Tokyo. There's 2 different monsters, you and the other player. And you take turns rolling dice, and the dice allow you to attack. They allow you to heal yourself, or they allow you to gain energy, which can then be spent on special cards, like upgrade cards or one-time use abilities. And you're just trying to either become the most famous monster or the most feared monster. Out if you can, that's always a valid way to do it. But yeah, this is a great looking cover with a very epic battle happening in the center for the burning townscape. So I really like the box for this. The design's really nice. It's great to be able to see the board here, showing off the dice, and then you have the upgrade and one-time use cards up here, and then you have 1 monster on each side. So pretty awesome. So you roll the dice, you're attempting to pull one of these markers towards you, or attack your rival. So get him down to 0, and then you can win, basically. The rulebook, I think, is really great. It feels like a classic comic book. As you can see here, October 20. As night falls on Tokyo, 2 massive silhouettes rise from the smoke, sneaking up from destroyed skyscrapers. There can only be one who will be crowned King of Tokyo, either by annihilating their rival or by inspiring terror and awe from the crowds. The time for the final duel is now. So yeah, this nice little rulebook, it goes through everything you can need, shows all the components, shows how you do the setup, and the setup's really simple too. And then it just goes right into the how to play. There's 4 phases for every turn. You're rolling your dice, which are these nice chunky like pink dice with these different symbols on them. You're activating those symbols, and then you're purchasing power cards or upgrade cards, or you're deciding to just not buy anything and you gain 1 energy towards a future purchase. And then there's also these buzz tokens I'll show you that basically give extra abilities and stuff as you move along the tracks. And then they have, I think, 6 or 8 different monsters. Yeah, 6 different monsters. Got Gigazor, Alienoid, Space Penguin, Mecha Dragon, Cyber Kitty, and the King. Yeah, great little manual. And these cute little stickers, they included these. These are all the different characters, I think. And then a few others. Maybe they'll have an expansion and add a few more monsters in. So here's the board. It's very small, perfect, and it just covers everything that you could possibly need. We have the health dials for the different monsters, so they go all the way up to 20, but I don't know which monster actually has 20 health. My monsters were like both 13, 14. So here is the different monsters. Each monster has a health value and then a special ability. So usually it's about rolling the dice, and if you have certain die faces rolled at the end of your turn, then you get to activate these abilities. So here's Mecha Dragon. Right, so we have Gigasaur here, 14 health with this blockbuster ability. Got Mecha Dragon, 12 health with Nuclear Breath. Alienoid, 14 health with Alien Technology. The King with 15 health, Territorial. Cyber Kitty with 13 and Catastrophic Power. Space Penguin with 13 and Cryo Gadgets. That's all of them. So there's 6 different monsters. Highest health is 15, so I do find it interesting the dial goes all the way up to 20, but who knows, you know, it could be expansion potential in the future. On the back is also just a nice full art picture of them without all the mechanics and stuff, so you just get the full picture. They are really cool looking. The king, look at that. Fiber king. Really great art too. Like, the art is very evocative. Mega Dragon looks awesome. Okay, so we'll get 2 of these randomly, and I'll show you gameplay. All right, we've got the cards here. These are the like power cards, upgrade, and discard, like one-time abilities. And they've also got really good art. We'll just go through these real quick so you can see what they look like. We'll see more of them during gameplay as well. So every card has an energy cost as well as an ability on the bottom. And then they also sometimes have these icons with little character heads on them. And that basically lets you put a token on the board. So there's all these little, they call them buzz tokens. And these basically go onto the track. And sometimes they'll give you stuff when you step onto their spaces. Other times they'll elongate spaces. So there's more spaces. And we've got the energy tokens here. Then we also have these extra die tokens. So most of the time you're just rolling these 6 dice. Nice big chunky dice. And then you get to choose which actions you want to do. You get up to 2 rerolls if you like. Basically playing Yahtzee rules, and each of them will do different things. Like this is used to attack your opponent. So it takes them down by 1 health. This is for healing, so it lets you go back up 1. This gives you the energy tokens. So each one of these that you have gives you 1 more of those. So that would give you 2. These are used to activate your special ability. So these are used to activate your special ability. Like this guy, Alienoid, he has 2 different abilities, and what happens is you have to always get enough to do the first ability, and then the second one you can use to add on to whatever the ability is. So if you rolled 2 of these, you would get to add any symbol to your roll. So you get to choose 1 die face basically and add it to your roll. And then for each additional exclamation point that you roll, you get to add that symbol once more. So by rolling like 4 of these, you're going to get to add 1, 2, 3 extra dice face to your roll. So that's really big. And then for Cyber Kitty, for instance, Catastrophic Power, getting 2 of these will give you 2 energy. And then for each additional one that you add on, that's 2 more energy. So I mean, you could get a lot of energy in 1 turn if you can roll a lot of those. And a good way to show what these do is this Cryo Gadgets ability. So for each one of these that the Space Penguin rolls, he gets to take 1 of these tokens back with him. And you can have a max of 2 of these at a time. So he could roll 2 of those and get 2 of these. And then at the beginning of his turn, he can discard any amount of these to roll extra dice. So that is the way that you get these. There's certain cards in the deck that will also let you get those, but his ability is a really good way to get those extra dice in play. Gigasaur's ability, Blockbuster, is really good. If you roll 2 of these, you get to pull 1 of these markers 1 space towards you. So if Gigasaur was on the right, and he rolled 2 of these, he gets to pull 1 of these tokens towards him. And one of the ways you can win is by having both tokens within this zone here. So there's 3 spaces. I think these are like spotlight spaces. So if both of these tokens are within that range on your side, you win. 1 marker needs to go to the end, or both markers have to be within this zone right here. Or this zone if you're the other monster. So this is a tug of war that's happening on 2 different planes, which is really neat. And then with the cards here, some of them will have these character symbols. And if you purchase one of those cards, you get to locate that symbol. So this character right here. And you get to add it to the board on whichever track you like. And if the marker moves onto that space, the player who moved it onto that space will get whatever that bonus is. So like this would get 1 more of these extra dice tokens this space right here would allow you to attack the other player. So they would go down by 1. And you can basically just stay on the track. Some of them will add extra spaces to the track. So like this one would add extra spaces to the track, making it harder for you to get all the way to the end. So like it could be put here, for instance, and then this token, this marker would now have to go here, here, and then here before it can get to here, instead of just going the 2 spaces to get to there. So it elongates it, makes it more difficult for the other player to win. And multiple of these can be on the map at the same time. And if somebody else picks up a card that has that character face on it, they can then move the token to somewhere else. So maybe they'll move it on their side and then get those bonuses. And the tokens, as far as I can tell, the tokens just stay out. I didn't read anything in the rulebook that said that they get put away. So that's what I'm assuming happens. And there is a ton of these cards. Some of them will say keep, which means that they're upgrades and they stay with you and their ability can be activated whenever it's applicable. Or they could be discards. They'll give you 1 ability and then they're gone. They get put out. Like this one gives the player who purchases it 2 health and then 1 of these extra die tokens for use on a future round. And then like this one allows you to roll 1 additional die every turn, so you're always rolling 1 of these bonus die. And like this one's cool. This is a discard ability where it says your rival discards a keep card of your choice and then you gain 2 of those energy tokens back. So it costs 6 to play it. And then you'll also actually be able to automatically put this token down. So you would find that token from out of the supply that matches, and then you get to place it down before this ability makes a difference wherever you place it down at. Because it could be that you place it and then you automatically get to move. It's called pulling. So if you pull, that means you pull towards yourself. So like this one allows a player to pay 5 and then discards. They'll pull 1 and 1 for each track. So each one would move 1 space down. And that's 1 space closer to victory, because remember, if they get it within the zone, even on the first space for each one, that's considered a win. And this one's interesting. In the shadows, this is a keep ability where it always allows you to use it. This is a keep ability which always allows you to re-roll these stars. So the core mechanic is just pull some characters out and have them play against each other, and you'll see exactly how the gameplay works. So we put 3 cards out. So each of these costs the amount to play up in the left, but the card on the right has a 1 energy discount. So it's always going to be a little cheaper to play that furthest card from the deck. Okay, so we choose. Okay, so their health will be set to what's on their player mat. That is the max. They cannot go above that. They're both at 14. Okay, so to determine who goes first, they're both going to roll to see whoever gets the most claws. So if rolls the most of these, that's who's going to be first player. Okay, so rolling for Alienoid, he didn't get any. Then we roll for Gigazor. He didn't roll any either. Okay, so then we go back and forth until somebody gets some. Okay, so Alienoid got 1. Gigazor got 2. Okay, so Gigazor is going to be first player. So he just goes and rolls his dice, but he only starts the game with 5 dice. So second player also starts with an energy. Gigazor is going to roll now. And he gets up to 2 rerolls. One very important thing to note is that in order to move these tokens, you need to roll at least 3 of the same symbol. So the bottom one here, I'll just lay them down so you can see them easier. The bottom one here is the destruction track. The top one is the fame track. So in order to move either token, he's going to need at least 3 of one of those symbols. So he has 2 here. I think he'll take this die, and he'll leave the energy die. So then we re-roll the 2 we didn't want. We get up to 2 re-rolls. Okay, he'll keep the energy, and then he'll try to re-roll this and see if he can maybe get Okay, so he didn't get it. He does get 2 energy. So he gets 2. He has the option to purchase a card if he wants, or can. He can't, unfortunately, so he's going to end his turn by taking 1 more energy cube. Now is the second player's turn, Alienoid. He'll go ahead and add that 6 die back in, and then roll. So he got a lot of energy. Got a 1 fight. He needs at least 2 of these exclamation points if he wants to use his ability. Let's go ahead and re-roll these 2. He'll keep the attack and he'll keep the energy. Yeah, he's gonna re-roll again. So he didn't unfortunately get anything else, but he does get 3 energy. And he attacks for 1. So Gigazor is gonna go down to 13. Alienoid is going to choose if he wants to purchase a card. He'll go ahead and take this camouflage. He'll pay 4 for it. So this camouflage card says keep, and you may roll 1 die for each hit you take. For each heart you roll, ignore 1 hit. So the hit is going to be 1 of these. Each one of these does a damage, so by rolling a heart, he's able to possibly prevent that damage. So it goes into his play area, and then that's going to be the end of his turn. So this card slides over. They're always moving towards the end of the track, and then we flip a new one. Alright, so it's back to Gigazor's turn. He rolls, he gets 2 destructions. I think he'll re-roll these 3. Oh, he got 2 attacks. You know what, he'll re-roll the energy die and also this exclamation point. Okay, so he gets to heal for 1. So heal for 1 is going to put him back to max health. He unfortunately got 2 buildings instead of 3, so he doesn't get to move the track, but he does do 3 damage. Okay, so now this is the time for the camouflage ability to go into effect. So Alienoid's going to roll 1 die for each hit he's going to be taking, and he'll see if he can avoid some of that damage. Okay, so unfortunately he didn't roll and he's still got to take the 3, so that takes him down to 11. He'll go ahead and just take an energy cube for not buying anything. Then it's going to go back to Alienoid's turn. So, oh man, everybody's going for the buildings. Ooh, let's see, if there's 2 attack, I think he'll just re-roll these 2 and hope to get another building. 2 stars. That's a pretty good possibility of maybe getting 1 or both of those. So let's go ahead and re-roll these 2 attack them. So he got 1 exclamation, which doesn't do anything for him, unfortunately. But he got 3 stars, so that is Fame, which means Alienoid gets to move 1 space on the Fame track. Very nice. So now he's on the way to potentially winning. He can just move this 2 more spaces and this one 3. Technically that's a win. He's not going to buy anything because he doesn't have enough energy, so he'll just take an energy cube. Alright, so it's going to be Gigazor's turn now. Roll the dice. Here's some energy. He doesn't need the healing at all, but he might take the energy and... Let's see, let's just try to re-roll these 2 and see what comes out. 2. You know what? Let's re-roll these 2. 1 more re-roll left. Okay, so he has a lot of energy. That's 4 energy. So he'll put that on his board. Then he's got 2 attack. So again, the camouflage effect goes into action, and we see if we can roll some hearts. He didn't roll any hearts. Okay, so he still takes 2 damage. He's down to 9 health. Gigazor is going to think about buying something. Ooh, I think that's pretty good. We'll do 6 of these energy for this armor plate card. So this card says, keep and ignore the first hit you take on each of your rivals' turns. So that is pretty nice. Oh, he's also going to pull this token from these buzz tokens. Okay, so it's just one of these little ones. I think he'll go ahead and place it right here. If he moves this token onto this space, he gets to attack Alienoid for 1 hit. Slide this down and put a new card out. Alright, now it's going to be Alienoid's turn. So he's going to roll the dice. That's a lot of healing. Not a bad idea though. He is kind of in dire straits. 2 exclamations, he gets to put any symbol in his roll. I think we'll hold on to this and re-roll these 3. And then 1 more re-roll. Let's just re-roll this star. Right, so he's going to get 1 healing. back up to 10. You can use these as one symbol, so he'll use it for a third one of these building symbols. That means he's going to move one space along the track, and then he also gets to attack Gigazor for 1, so he's down to 13. Oh no, actually with the armor plating, that attack is ignored, so he doesn't have to actually take the hit. Alright, so that was a good turn for Alienoid. He's not going to buy anything, so he'll get an energy token, and then it's on to Gigazor's turn. A couple of energy, one of each of these. He wants to try to move that building track, though, so we'll take these 3. Oh, the double exclamation point lets him move one of the markers towards him, so that's pretty good. Okay, we'll leave that. Let's do the last reroll with these 3 and see if we can get one of those, or 2 more of those. Oh, we only got 1 more. 1 healing, which he's already at max health. We have 1 pull, so let's pull the building token along, and then 1 attack. So we'll see if the camouflage ability will stop the attack, and it did not. So Alienoid's going to take 1 damage down to 9. Then it's going to go back to Alienoid's turn. So roll the dice. We got 2 attacks, 1 each of these. Oh, he didn't. He already didn't buy a card, so he's going to get an energy. Anyways, so 2 attack. I think Alienoid's going to try to continue to work on this fame track out here. So let's take these 3. Roll them. Okay, perfect. So there's 2 of those now. 1 more roll. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that can be used as a 3rd symbol. So he does have enough to move the fame track 1 space, and then 2 attacks. So 2 hits on Gigazor, but he's going to absorb the first one, so he just goes down to 13. Alienoid's not going to buy anything, so he's just going to get an energy, and then it's Gigazor's turn. Gigazor will roll the dice. 2 fame stars. 1 attack. He wants to move the token here so he can get that extra attack. So he'll reroll. Ooh, there we go. Okay, 1 more reroll. Why don't we just go for the full star? We'll see what happens. Okay, so did get to heal for 1, which is nice. So he's back up to 14. So the cool part is with rolling 4 stars, that means you get 1 movement for the first 3, and then everyone after will give you 1 additional step. So that is 2 steps on the fame track, taking us right back into the middle. Let's see, he has 3 energy. Okay, he's gonna save his money for now and just take 1 more energy token. Alright, so it's back to Alienoid's turn. Okay, there's 2 fame stars. I think he's gonna take the energy and then reroll 2. Okay. With such a situation, you've gotta try to get like 1 or the other. That's a little sad, but he does get 2 health back, so he's back to 11. He has 3 energy. He'll just take an energy token in this turn. Alright, Gigazor, hoping to have a strong turn so he can maybe get this attack. There's some fame. He's gonna save 2 fame and then 1 exclamation. There's 3 fame. Maybe some more stars. Okay, so Gigazor gets 1 energy, and then he gets to move 1 on the fame track. We're gonna pay 5. And activate this Gentle Giant card. So automatically we're getting this little character on the map. Let's put them right here for Gigazor. Yeah, so he gets to pull 1 on the fame track. Normally that would heal him, but he's already at max. Pull 1 fame if after resolving your dice you have no attacks in your roll. And he didn't roll any attacks. Okay, so he keeps that card, and another one gets revealed. Alright, so now it's going to go to Alienoid's turn. Let's roll the dice. 2 attacks. Oh, that's a tough choice. We're going to try to pull away from this bottom track. So he's going to reroll these 3. Okay, so he got 2 of those. 3 of those. So he gets to heal for 1. So back up to 12. He's got 1 attack, which is ignored, and then 1 energy. He'll spend 4 in order to get this spiked tail ability. It's a keep card. When you pull buildings, your rival takes 1 damage for each space moved. Right, it's the end of Alienoid's turn, so it can be Gigazor's turn now. This moves. Okay, so we roll 2 exclamation points, which is great. He has full health, so he'll reroll those 2 for sure. I think he'll keep 1 hit and just reroll these 3. Doesn't need the healing or the energy, so... Okay, so healing doesn't do anything, this doesn't do anything. He gets 1 energy. He has 1 attack, and he gets to pull for 1. So he'll pull here, bottom track. That means he's going to do 2 damage to Alienoid, which Alienoid's going to roll 1 die for each attack he takes. And he didn't get any cards. So you're going to take the full 2 damage down to 10. Gigazor's not going to buy anything, so he's just going to take an energy. Now it's Alienoid's turn. Ooh, 2 buildings. Oh, and he got 2 exclamation points. Yeah, he's just going to try to reroll these 2. One more time. Oh, there we go. Ooh, oh, that's really good. So he got 3 of these, and then that's a 4th one, and that would be a 5th one. So he has 5 of these building symbols, so he gets 1, 2, 3 movements on the building track. And then it says when you pull the building token, then your rival takes 1 damage for each space moved. So that's 1, 2, 3. That's going to be 3 damage, but he's only going to take 2 because of the armor plating. So he's down to 12. That was a really good turn for Alienoid. Can't buy anything, so he'll just take an energy. Then it's going to go to Gigazor's turn. And remember, he wants to pull this Fame token along by not rolling any of the attacks. So that's really good. He got 2 of these exclamation points. I think he's going to reroll the hearts. And I think he'll keep these 3. Ooh, that is a crazy roll. Okay, so that is, he gets to pull 1 of the tokens. He'll pull the building token towards him and then 4 damage. So the camouflage ability allows Alienoid to roll 4 of these dice to try to avoid some damage. And he rolled no hearts. Okay, so he's going to take 4 damage. He's down to 6. So Gigazor is not going to buy anything. He will take an energy, and then a turn passes to Alienoid. Alienoid's going to roll. So he's got the 2 exclamations. 1 more attack, and then 1 last reroll. Ooh, okay. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 damage. So that's going to be 4 damage because of the armor plating. So that takes Gigazor down to 8. Alienoid doesn't have enough energy to buy anything, so he'll take an energy and end his turn. So Gigazor, gonna roll the dice. He already got a 1 pull. 2 energy, 2 attacks. Might just keep that. That's a really solid roll. Let's try to re-roll these 2. And then re-roll this. Oh, he only gets to use this ability once then, because he didn't roll a 2nd pair. He's going to gain 1 health back, so he's back up to 9. He gets to pull 1 token, so he'll pull the building token, and then he gets 2 energy. The ability here for Gentle Giant, because he didn't resolve any attacks in his roll, he's going to move the Fame marker 1 space. Oh, that's a good one. He's going to spend 4 energy to pick up this Moment of Respite. This puts this little alien token on the board. So you have to put it over empty spaces. Let's go ahead and put it here. Now, Moment of Respite is going to give Gigazor 2 health, so he's back to 11. And he also gets 1 of these extra die tokens for the next round. It's going to be Alienoid's turn now. Roll the dice. 2 buildings, 2 energy, 1 attack, 1 exclamation. Oh, there we go. So not bad. He got 1 healing. Just gonna put him back up to 7. Okay, so 1 attack doesn't do anything because of the armor plating. But then Alienoid did get 3 of the building symbols, so he'll pull it 1 back towards himself. Oh, and actually there would be a 2nd damage because of the spike tail ability. Gigazor is actually going to take 1 damage because he only avoided 1 hit. Okay, Alienoid is going to spend 3 energy on this Party's Over card because it has a 1 energy discount. So this ability lets him put this snake token down. We'll put the token right here. That way Gigazor will have to go extra spaces to get there. And then, because the fame marker is within this spotlight zone, Gigazor is going to take 4 damage. Okay, so down to 6. So that was a pretty big hit. That gets discarded. These slide down and a new one comes out. Alright, now it's going to be Gigazor's turn. He'll trade in his token to grab 1 extra die. Alright, so we've got 2 fame, 2 buildings. Perfect. Ooh, look at that. So he got 4 fame and 3 destructions. He's going to move 2 spaces on fame because he has 4. So it's 1, 2. That will give him 1 health. And then he got 3 buildings, so that's 1 pull on the building track. And then he's also going to gain 1 more fame because he didn't have any attacks in his roll. So not bad, not bad. And he is only 3 steps away from winning by the spotlight win. Alright, Gigazor doesn't have enough to buy anything, so he'll just gain 1 more token back. This extra die goes back in the supply, and then it's going to be Alienoid's turn. See what he can roll. Ooh, he could probably use those hearts, to be honest. We got 2 of these. 1 attack. 2 buildings. Okay, he's got to go for the building or the fame. Oh, there we go. He got 3 fame and 1 energy. He'll get the energy, and then the 3 fame will move it 1 step, and he's going to gain a health back. Whoever moves onto the space that has the icon gets the ability. I think he's going to just take an energy and end his turn. Alright, so it's going to be Gigazor's turn. 2 exclamations, so that is 1 pull. I think he'll keep the health and then re-roll the die. Alright, cool. So we'll go with that roll. So he's going to pull 1 of these. He'll pull this one, which gives him 1 attack, and then Camouflage is going to activate, so Alienoid's going to roll for that. Okay, so he avoided the damage, which is nice. So the Gentle Giant ability is going to activate, which means he gets to pull 1 fame, because he didn't have any attack in his roll. Alright, and then Gigazor is going to grab 1 energy, because he's not going to buy anything right now. Okay, so Alienoid's turn. Ooh, buildings. Building. Okay, he's going to re-roll these 3. So that's going to give him the extra building symbol he needs. He'll re-roll these 2 for his final roll. Okay, so you got 1 attack, and then 1 building pull. So he pulled 1 building, and then 1 attack, which gets canceled out by armor plating. He's not going to buy anything, because he can't afford to, so he'll grab an energy, and then it's going to be Gigazor's turn. So that is 2 buildings, 2 energy. He'll re-roll these 2. There we go. Oh, and he got 2 pulls basically. So he gets 1 fame pull, and then does 1 damage, or tries to do 1 damage. Since I got an energy. Okay, so did not avoid the damage. So it's down to 7. He'll do 1 fame pull, and then he gets 1 additional fame pull because he didn't have any attack dice. Alright, and that is game. As long as you get 1 marker on the very end spot, or you get both markers on a spotlight zone on your side of the board, you win. So it's going to be Gigazor's win. That was awesome. Having this Gentle Giant ability was hugely helpful. And then just aiming to try to not roll the attack symbol. But there you go. That is King of Tokyo Duel. Really interesting dice game. Very simple. I like the energy management system where if you decide not to buy a card, you gain an energy, and that's going to eventually allow you to buy something. It'll build up over time. And then having these multiple tracks, having these tokens that can give you those extra abilities, so it makes the track like more enhanced, and for both players too, because if they move on to that space, even though it's on your side of the board, they'll still get that ability. So really nice, really cool, good design. And honestly, 2 players is much more of the player count that I usually do anyways, so I think that works out better for someone like me. Plus the little box, I really like how small the box is. It's got this nice insert. And it's just really helpful to have a good insert for these 2-player games, because it means setting them up and putting them away is a lot faster compared to if you have like a bunch of baggies and stuff that you have to unseal and then reseal later on when you put all the cards and tokens back. Like, granted, there's still some bags for the tokens, but there's not that many components, which is nice. That's one thing I like about 2-player games. Usually the components are on the lower count, so you don't have as much to have to put away at the end compared to like a bigger game, which requires a lot more management. But yeah, this is a fun game. I like this. Definitely gonna hold on to this one, add into the collection of all the other 2-player games I have. There's just so many good ones out these days. 2-player definitely has seen a lot more interest in the last few years. So anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you had a good time, and if you like the look of this one, check it out. It's available now everywhere as far as I know. Find it online pretty easily, and for pretty cheap. This was actually only like $25 and then tax. But you can find it online, I've seen for like between like $18 and $22. So not bad at all. The components are all really nice. Good quality cards, thick boards. Dude, these boards are really nice and thick. Great art too. Really like the art. And kind of the worn quality. I like how the art doesn't reach all the way to the end of the board. It makes it feel like really stylish. And then the full art on the back is really cool. Alright, anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you had a good time. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.